वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे. Who is a person who's a devotee, someone who understands the pain of others and helps get rid of that pain. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's special guests at the Red Fort include those workers who were involved in the Central Vista project, those workers who were involved, the Shramjeevis who were involved in the construction of the new Parliament building. Not just those who were involved in the construction of the new Parliament building and the Central Vista project, but also those who've been involved in making very crucial border roads during the standoff with China at the line of actual control, whether it was at Arunachal Pradesh or in North Sikkim or in eastern Ladakh. And some of those workers of the Border Roads Organization are also special invitees at the Red Fort. Amongst the 1,800 special guests are also primary school teachers, nurses and fishermen. All of this part of the Jan Bhagidari, or people participation in nation building. And these are images from the Red Fort. You can see in these images Defence Minister Rajghat Singh. Along with the Defence Minister Rajghat Singh, there is the Defence Secretary also seen in these images, and of course the Raksha Rajya Mantri, Minister of State for Defence Ajay Bhatt. The Guard of Honor has already formed up. It's a tri-services Guard of Honor, tri-services and police. So Army, Navy, Air Force and the police Guard of Honor. It formed up at 6:50. Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary has already arrived, as has the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Hari Kumar, Chief of the Army Staff, General Manoj Pandey, and the Chief of Defence Staff, General Anil Chauhan. The three service chiefs and the Chief of Defence Staff. Again, CDS was a promise made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and fulfilled, a promise fulfilled. This 10th address from the ramparts of the Red Fort will not just be about promises made, the promises fulfilled and dreams that are yet to be achieved, the road ahead. The Prime Minister has repeatedly spoken about making India a developed country by 2047, in 100th year of India's independence. 75th year of India's independence was when Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav started, and the Amrit Kal from the 75th year to the 100th year. Now, when the Prime Minister arrives, and the Prime Minister will arrive at 18 minutes past 7 at the Lahori gate of the Red Fort, where he will be received by Raksha Mantri Rajghat Singh, Raksha Rajya Mantri, Minister of State Defence Ajay Bhatt, and the Defence Secretary, who will then introduce the Prime Minister to the General Officer Commanding of Delhi area. The Prime Minister will then be taken to the saluting base. The Guard Commander then will lead the Prime Minister for an inspection of the Guard of Honor. All of this happens between 7:18 and 7:30. 7:30 is where the Prime Minister unfurls the national tricolour. There will be a 21-gun salute. Now, when the Prime Minister takes that 21-gun salute, do keep in mind that those 21 guns are made in India. Again, this was something that the Prime Minister spoke about from the ramparts of the Red Fort. The Prime Minister did speak about how Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat in defence was one of his key result areas. This was in the year 2022. Indian gun for the 21-gun salute, a 105 mm Indian field gun. Right from 1947 till 2021, British pounders, they were used for the 21 gun salute. But in 2022, the Prime Minister from the ramparts of the Red Fort spoke of an Indian gun, the 105 Indian field gun being used for the 21 gun salute. Again, something that the Prime Minister has focused on. Atmanirbhar Bharat in Raksha or in defense. His 10th address to the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort. Some of the areas that he has focused on. How much has he actually been able to achieve, especially when 2014, when he spoke of Sehmati and not Bahumat, consensus to take the nation forward and not majority, which he of course enjoyed both in 2014 and in 2019 elections. But a look at some of the numbers and the speeches of the Prime Minister. 2014 he spoke of Jan Dhan Yojana, skill development, Make in India, Swachh Bharat, Digital India. It's now for the people of this nation to discuss and decide how much has the Narendra Modi government been able to achieve from 2014 to 2023 when it comes to Jan Dhan Yojana, Make in India, Swachh Bharat, Digital India. The Prime Minister in 2014 incidentally had spoken for about 65 minutes. 2015, the focus was Startup India, electrification of over 18,000 villages, no interviews for grade C and grade D jobs, and something that the armed forces were looking forward to for decades, one rank, one pension. In 2015, the Prime Minister spoke for 86 minutes. In 2016, GST, one nation, one grid. The need to combat terror. In fact, 2016 was also crucial because of the reference to freedom struggle in Balochistan, and that was a huge statement for the Prime Minister to make from the ramparts of the Red Fort, where people of Balochistan, the Prime Minister made a reference to them reaching out in their freedom struggle. The need to combat terror, LED bulbs, homes for all, water for all, power for all. These were issues that the Prime Minister raised when he spoke for 94 minutes in 2016. Incidentally, 2016 was the longest speech made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi from the ramparts of the Red Fort. 94 minutes, 1 hour 34 minutes. 2017, incidentally, just the very next year, was the shortest speech made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It was 56 minutes.